Lil Mabu refuses to let go, and as each month passes, he just continues sinking to new lows.
I've been on the hunt for the barely legal with the smallest. Turns out I found him.
Where's my chair?
I didn't know they came that small.
Once seen as a teenage marketing genius, not only did this drill rapper image of his turn out to be fake, however, what goes up must come down. And as we're about to see, Mabu's downfall has been even faster than his come up. But what really happened to Lil Mabu? Well, with the truth about him finally surfacing, he's now left desperately fighting for any last drop of clout in a game that has already moved on. You know you're down bad when you have to stoop to using adult film actresses such as Bonnie Blue, who's fresh off of making one of the most outrageous headlines I've ever seen, in order to promote your music. And not only that, but then to go as far as to literally dedicate an entire song to her is crazy. However, despite his latest attempt at clout with Bonnie, you know you're down bad even worse when it totally backfires. Lil Mabu cannot drop a hit right now to save his career. But the truth is though, that hasn't always been the case. But before we can understand exactly why this spoiled rich kid is currently making a total fool out of himself for the internet, first we have to go back to where it all began. Lil Mabu's rap career has been built on lies since day one. Born Matthew Peter DeLuca in Manhattan, New York, after beginning to participate in rap battles with his friends while attending Buckley Middle School, where tuition costs an insane $55,000 a year, again that's for middle school, but as the standout student he was, Matthew not only took home the coveted Headmaster's Prize for strength of character, but according here to his LinkedIn, he was also a 2-time speech competition winner. Once completed with middle school, Lil Mabu went on to attend the Collegiate School in Manhattan, another prestigious and high-class prep school, with a tuition of $60K.
My name is Matthew DeLuca. I go to the Collegiate School. I'm in 9th grade, and my favorite thing about Kids Walk for MSK Kids is getting together with friends and family to support such a wonderful cause.
A wealthy white kid from upstate New York winning awards for strength of character is not what you think of when it comes to a drill rapper. In fact, it's the complete opposite. However, that's a major reason why it worked so well. Whether you like him or not, there's no denying Lil Mabu's ability to market. A kid who simply understood the internet better than his peers, Mabu knows how to draw attention. But as controversy and hate have definitely played a big role in his rise to fame, the question remains, is all press good press?
Oh, you know where you at right now? Like, bro, I need to take everything off you, bro. Like,
I'm outside Dolly. You know Mabu's body, bro.
Yo, Mabu, like, what you got on you? Like, oh, he got the now.
With nearly 15 million views just on YouTube of this fake clip showing Mabu strapped, again, he knows how to play into the memes and turn them into millions of views. Or at least he used to. Because despite thriving off the viral hate in the past, building an audience entirely from viral moments and trends can only take you so far. Correct? Well, take this clip last year too, for example, which also went viral, as Lil Mabu appears to almost end himself. With many social media timelines believing this one was real due to Mabu's manufactured gangster image. It turns out though, this was yet another planned attempt at going viral. I made that gun video because I know that's who people really think I am, he told GQ. They think I'm Cheddar Bod from 8 Mile, and is scared to stroll through the neighborhoods in New York. And I'm in on that joke. I leak videos like that for a reason. It's funny to me that the reactions are always the same, and they're exactly what I hope for them to be.
I have not shot myself in the dick. That video, I don't know how people thought that was real. I thought that was gonna be, let me show you what really happened. No blast off, my genitals are intact. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, kids.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet is honestly a great quote to summarize Lil Mabu's entire career. As, although his most popular songs include lyrics about being in the streets and beefing with ops, according to this article though, published by the New York Post in 2023, Lil Mabu's real life outside of music, or I guess I should say Matthew DeLuca's, was literally worlds apart. In addition to labeling him a quote, silver spoon child of privilege, the New York Post also revealed to us that, during his time basically cosplaying as a gangster rapper, Matthew DeLuca instead lived with his parents, including his very rich but wild dad, together in their 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 3,000 square foot condo in New York. And not only that, but if he wanted to get away during the weekends, Mabu could also escape out to the Hamptons, where his family owned another high-dollar property, both totaling $12 million.
This is 21 Savage? No, it's me. This is you?
Lil Mabu's dad may appear to be nice and friendly, but as we're about to see later in the video, there's actually a much darker side to him. LMAO, no sh**, reads one fan's reaction after reading the article. Did people actually think Mabu was a demon? He's a good, rich white kid from the burbs, rapping like he's from the block. He don't have street cred, said another Bronx rapper, Shy K, who has worked with Lil Mabu in the past, but they just respect it because they know he has music talent. Now, depending on who you ask, some people will tell you that's not true. However, prior to becoming an online drill sensation, Lil Mabu actually started off making a totally different style of music.
Just dropped a 30 on a necklace, bling, bling. Stacking money up like I'm bad at Tetris.
What you just heard right there was a snippet of Lil Mabu's first ever song titled Glue. Instead of his hard-hitting drill style we're used to, Mabu's first tracks were more melodic type of tunes. Nonetheless, as a young fan of rap growing up in New York, it was only a matter of time before Mabu got introduced to drill, a subgenre of hip-hop with a reputation to be quite dangerous, so much so that even the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, literally called for, quote, social media to ban drill rap videos for promoting violence, contrary to the mayor's own son strongly disagreeing.
People who are using drill rapping to post who they killed and then antagonize the people who they are going to is what the problem is.
Regardless of drill's true influence, after it exploded with stars such as the late Pop Smoke, in 2021, Lil Mabu then decided to switch up his entire sound. And after a few of his first drill singles, the following year of 2022 came the release of his debut mixtape. However, how did fans react? Going all in on his new drill sound and featuring a split cover art between Gangster vs. Student, this project would bring even more buzz to Lil Mabu's name. It included features from fellow drill artists Ross Swish, Dougie B, D-Thang, and Dusty Locane on their collab No Snitching.
Showing my music to strangers, part 3. Let's go. I'm here with Andy.
Oh, I love you. You're great. What's your name?
My name is Mabu.
Rather than out in the streets like he always claims in his music, the only time Lil Mabu is truly outside is for his TikToks, such as this one where he walked around filming strangers' reaction to No Snitching, all while the rich, high-class neighborhoods of Southampton can be seen right in the background. Straight up clown, types one Reddit user. He raps about killing ops and spinning blocks and then goes back to his mansion unharmed. Meanwhile, the young street dudes making drill music are out here losing their lives over blocks that rich white men own. Shit is ridiculous. But Lil Mabu was just getting started.
I love that sound. My alarm clock. Yeah. But it's my alarm in the morning. Early bird gets the worm. Now wake up. I'm getting out of bed like.
As Lil Mabu continued crafting his own fake rap image, similar to that of Lil Dicky for example, another rapper who also makes jokes about his outsider spot in hip-hop. But the only variance though is that Lil Mabu raps about street topics. And as he was about to quickly find out, there is a drastic difference between being in on the joke versus becoming the joke, like he currently has.
Now, as much as Mabu wants to align himself with this world, at a certain point he does begin to realize that there is value in him looking like an anomaly in drill, looking like an outsider to some extent. As most of his songs and YouTube shorts and music videos are kind of dripping with irreverence and mockery, intentional or not, it's clear he doesn't take the music that he's standing on all that seriously in terms of the content it's delivering, and is mostly just using it as a platform to act like a clown and gain clout.
Acting like a clown to gain clout is yet another perfect way to describe Lil Mabu. But although it's clear that the internet has now moved on from him, back in 2022 though, that was far from the case. To finish out the year, Lil Mabu teamed up with New York drill rapper Didi Osama for their track Throw. And along with being the #1 trending music video on YouTube the week it released, Throw's music video also includes this controversial scene. Attempting to depict a shootout with him and his friend, resulting in Mabu taking a bullet to the shoulder. Some were again upset. But as we can see, the music video currently sits at almost 40 million views. However, as he continued living this Hannah Montana-esque double lifestyle, the strangest thing then happened. You would think that cosplaying as a gangster drill rapper from the hood would immediately turn away actual drill rappers from linking up and working with him. But that's the opposite of what went down.
Are you familiar with Lil Mabu?
The little white kid from New York doing the drill shit.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
yeah.
one. He's hard.
Yeah, you with it?
He's hard.
In addition to collaborating with drill artists like Didi Osama and Dusty Locane to name a few, the list goes on and on of rappers Lil Mabu has now linked up with. From mainstream stars such as Lil Durk, Lil Baby, and NBA Youngboy, to then others like NLE Choppa, PNB Rock, and 5 Foreign. Again, it's just odd to see these guys embrace him so much. Thus, naturally, more questions were raised, such as, is Lil Mabu an industry plant? And could the true reason behind his success be a little deeper?
He knows something about how to turn shit up online, because every time anybody posts this shit, it goes fucking insane.
Yeah, they probably paying for big promo.
I don't know what he's doing.
Might be
somehow...
a little rich white kid with his parents with some money.
You know, my parents have no involvement in the music industry. If I'm an industry plant, why am I not on Spotify editorial playlists? Why am I not on Rap Caviar? Everything that's label run, Mabu doesn't see the light of day. I'm more blackballed than I am planted.
While of course Lil Mabu is going to deny these claims, stating that he's instead more blackballed from the industry than planted. As the year of 2023 got underway though, despite still yet to graduate high school, the New York Post article had some more juicy info to share, and actually revealed all we need to know about the true Lil Mabu. As King Yella theorized on No Jumper, a logical explanation for Lil Mabu's strange come-up could be his parents. In an industry quite often pay-to-play, many believe Lil Mabu's parents have been forking over the funds for their son's music career out of their deep pockets. This would make sense then why all these big rappers give him features if his dad simply wrote him massive checks, and according to the New York Post, Lil Mabu's father, Peter DeLuca, now age 73, might low-key have more street credit than his son.
My father was blasting.
Is that Pops?
Yeah, it's my father.
Oh, Pops is in the building.
Besides pulling up to his son's podcast with academics with about 20 other dudes, Lil Mabu's dad works as a funeral director in Manhattan. And in 2006, Peter was accused of cheating his ex-wife out of millions of dollars during their divorce, in addition to also fighting legal turf wars with fellow undertakers, including once even taking a punch to the face back in 2016, after he savagely told a grieving family member that their 91-year-old mother was next to pass. Peter has no chill. It's important to also note that Peter DeLuca holds a rare permit in NYC to carry a concealed gun, but yet, when asked about his dad's involvement with his music, Lil Mabu said this.
They're just saying that your father just hit one button and you're a superstar.
Somebody put a gun to my dad's head, he could have named 3 rap songs. Like we laughed at that one. I thought it was comedic a little bit. I got a good laugh out of it. I'm getting myself into the room with these people for reasons other than my music. I wouldn't have been able to be in those rooms if it was just based on artists at that time. But the services I'm offering these artists were in such need.
As Mabu tells it, it was his various other marketing services he could provide which initially landed him in rooms with these big artists. And as we can see by this DM here shared by Patrick CC in his video, we can confirm Lil Mabu has indeed been at this for years.
I own a marketing company and I'm 15. I'd be down to work with you, and I was wondering if I could explain my services and what I can provide. Feel free to contact me. I work with artists like Lil Keed, 42 Doug, Lil Blurry, and other celebrity clients.
However, it wasn't until the year of 2023 when he finally got his big break. Exactly 1 month before graduating high school, Lil Mabu released what is still his most streamed song to date, titled Mathematical Disrespect, thanks to a viral live mic performance with more than 70 million views, plus help from the song blowing up on TikTok. Mathematical Disrespect marked Lil Mabu's real introduction into mainstream eyes, as also his first ever song to hit Billboard, peaking at number 47. Combined with a viral on the radar freestyle, Lil Mabu quickly became one of the most buzzed about upcoming names, all while securing his high school diploma.
Matthew Peter DeLuca.
Ever since a little kid, Mabu was raised with a huge emphasis on education, more specifically stressed by his mother. It didn't matter if I was on Billboard for my mom, he says. It was always just, oh, you have a paper tomorrow, how's that going? Is that number 1 on your priority list? But on the other hand, for his dad, Peter, besides making the rare cameo in his son's content, Peter was also greeted with this surprise back at one of his shows.
We had a little incident at the last show. My father was in attendance, he came to support his son, and he was greeted by some melons.
But as more and more info about his family began to leak around the time he graduated, despite fans heavily noting the drastic difference between Lil Mabu's drill street rap image compared to his true upper-class personal life, Mabu was then faced with a tough decision.
Hey guys, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to get on here and open up about my life the last couple months. You know, I was fresh out of high school with a song on Billboard, artists I look up to start becoming my friends, gaining notoriety. Cool, but at what cost? I wasn't spending time with my family. I neglected meaningful friendships. I lost valuable moments of my childhood that I can't get back.
Stating that he was conflicted on which route to choose, thanks to likely a lot of push from his mother, Lil Mabu then revealed his next move. And while it is the most common path students go after high school, as we're about to see in a second, with him even confirming his real intent to an employee at Icebox, I believe deep down, Lil Mabu knew the truth behind his decision.
You know, over the summer, I've gotten some crazy offers and deals I could have entered into, but I told them, guess what? I'm going to college. And they looked at me like I was crazy. They like, Mabu, do you understand? Like, you're not a regular kid.
Fresh off of his viral single, Lil Mabu announced that he had enrolled in college. And according to his LinkedIn, he decided to study business at Emory University with a concentration in marketing, while also still serving as CEO of Lil Mabu Enterprises. Located in Atlanta, Emory University is another prestigious private school with an enrollment of just over 15,000 students, one of those being Matthew DeLuca, aka Lil Mabu.
Bro, you gonna go online college, I'm telling you.
Nah, I'm gonna do it in person. Definitely do it in person.
Bro, you gonna be too popular.
Nah, I'll manage it. Wherever.
You don't got all these dudes at college with you.
Sometimes.
What? You can't be mobbing on campus.
I get them big man on campus, bro.
Despite his internet fame, Lil Mabu's main focus remained on keeping his GPA up. However, unfortunately that didn't stop him from continuing to make music, describing himself as being in school by day and then in the streets by nighttime. As you can see, after transforming his freshman dorm room into a makeshift studio and recording under the bunk bed, termed by him as, quote, dorm sessions, Lil Mabu continued releasing music while in college, including having mainstream rappers such as NLE Choppa pull up to his dorm to record a remix to NLE's Shotta Flow 7.
Welcome to the studio, yeah. About to break the record. How many people in this one?
Besides a few noise complaints, it seemed to work out. But throughout it all, Lil Mabu still made sure to keep school his #1 priority, never skipping a single class, even noting how he had to make sure he attended his class via Zoom while out in Utah recording with NBA YoungBoy. Clearly, Mabu's new status as a college student did not hold him back.
If you got a paper due at midnight, but you got a dope idea for a song, it's 4 o'clock. What are we doing first?
I'ma probably do the paper, get my brain in gear, and then do the song. I'll probably do like...
Okay.
Although, at this point, Lil Mabu wasn't quite finished going viral. Keeping to his same strategy, though, of using gimmicks and trends, was about to come back and bite him. First, there was the release of Mr. Take Ya Bitch. Still the most viewed music video on his channel, Lil Mabu teamed up with Krishan Rock for a single that I regret ever knowing existed.
Well, by the way, but I like that song. I think Krishan just sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, she's horrible. You should roll her song too. You should roll her part. Like,
as a diss track aimed at Krishan's baby daddy and fellow rapper Blueface, with a chorus reading, "I like blue faces, so I took his baby." Certainly not a flex by any means, despite academics telling Lil Mabu he should have also written Krishan's verse. As it turns out, he apparently actually did.
That's you wrote the diss. You could have at least let the write. That's why I was like, Mabu, write my shit, yo, cause...
With lyrics such as "Only thing that's broke is my water," "Gave birth to my kid but I hate his father." If Lil Mabu really did write her verse, that's also not a flex either. However, the song did blow up though, peaking as high as #1 on the TikTok Billboard Top 50. To celebrate their collab success, and to go along with her massive face tat of Blueface on her cheek, Krishan Rock then shared this photo, appearing to get a new tattoo right over her, that reads, "Mabu's the things people do for clout. Make sure y'all add Lil Mabu career to my resume," reads this response tweet from Blueface laughing. "Why is your girl texting me every day then, bro?" Now, whether or not this whole beef with Blueface was actually real is still up in the air. But considering it's Lil Mabu, it could have very well have all been fake. Yet, this song's success was all he needed to keep going.
One.
In addition to pulling pranks together in Mabu's freshman dorm, fellow New York rapper Fivio Foreign also seemed to take a liking to Lil Mabu. As then, in December of 2023, the two teamed up for the release of a new single titled "Teach Me How to Drill."
Okay, kids. Now let me tell you what's been going on. It's been a lot of ops.
Once again going viral, mainly due to the contrast between the two, with Lil Mabu seen in a classroom learning about drill. Although by this point word had spread of Mabu's rich family, he simply continued to thrive off the hate, with everything he touched seeming to go viral. However, only 2 years later though, here in 2025, Lil Mabu has clearly lost that magic touch. So what happened? How did Lil Mabu fall so hard? As a freshman in college, Lil Mabu seemed to have it all. But as that next year of 2024 rolled around, everything changed forever. And it all started with his debut album. From the very first moment Lil Mabu went viral, it was obvious that he was not built to be an album type of artist, and Young Genius proved exactly why. At a painful total of 25 tracks, and including features from guys like Lil Baby, Didi Osama, and Lil RT, to put it simply, Lil Mabu's debut album was terrible.
Young Genius. Yeah, all the biting, all the cultural robbery, all that stuff that you can apply to Ian, it also applies even more to Lil Mabu. And yet, he seems blissfully unaware of just how gross his existence in the world of drill music is, and how far his white privilege, if you want to call it that, has taken him.
Released independently via his own label, Young Genius Academy, not only did this album fail to chart, but with no sales numbers reported either by Billboard, it's very safe to assume Young Genius flopped, and rightfully so.
We're going to be going through our top 10 worst songs of the year.
Is that what we're doing?
I have Oppie Day by Lil Mabu. He had to make the list, but I don't think anyone on this list is more deserving of a spot than Lil Mabu, so shout out to Lil Mabu.
Including one of the worst songs of the year, Oppie Day by Lil Mabu, or should I say Lil Mabu. This debut album 100% confirmed what many already knew. Lil Mabu is just a gimmick. And rather than his musical talent, the only reason he gets plays is from TikTok trends and skits. Now, how many of his streams too are fake? Probably quite a bit. But as we've seen with other gimmick rappers in the past, including Dave Blunt's most recently, they never last in the long run. However, Lil Mabu wasn't ready to call it quits. And after nobody cared about his debut album, he then knew he had to revert back to what worked. Or at least what used to work. Once it was announced that Lil Mabu did not make the cut for the 2024 XXL freshman list, while other names like 4Bats and Big X the Plug did, Lil Mabu decided to fire back with a new diss track aimed at XXL, titled Bang Bang.
That was slick as thank God y'all ain't let me in that class. I would've shot it up. Bang!
Yet another reach by Lil Mabu at some clout via controversy. After his XXL diss in 2024, Mabu then decided to take a 7-month break off of dropping music. His sophomore year of college started up in the fall, but this hiatus would lead to Lil Mabu's numbers plummeting more than ever. And from here, they've never recovered, having now dropped under 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify, after at one point peaking close to 10. While it is obvious though that in 2025, Lil Mabu's time is over, he still held on to what he believed was another viral trick up his sleeve, Lil Mabu's most desperate attempt yet. However, by this point it was far too late.
1,057 men. I would say it was hard, but I found it pretty easy. So I am so ready to do it again.
Fresh off of making headlines for literally 1,000 men in one single day, Lil Mabu hoped to be next in line. Deciding to hang out with viral adult actress Bonnie Blue to get his head right, first came this video of them together on a clearly staged dinner date. Now to be honest, if given the chance, a lot of people would want to collab with Bonnie Blue, as evident when she pulled up to Cancun last month. But Lil Mabu's collab idea was a little different, and using a corn star like this is a whole new low for a rapper. But following their fake dinner date, then came another staged clip of them courtside at an NBA game.
She was tying my shoe. She was tying my shoe, NBA. Matthew, did you get banned from the NBA?
Yup, sure did.
Going on to reveal that apparently he got banned from all NBA and WNBA games for life. Making a few headlines like this though was probably exactly what Lil Mabu wanted. However, when it then came time to use this attention though to promote his new song, nobody cared at all. Her holes are for everyone, but her heart is mine, reads Lil Mabu's desperate caption in bed. As his first and as of now only song of 2025, then arrived Bonnie Blue in March, featuring an incredibly fake photoshopped cover art attempting to show us that Mabu arrived too, and I'm still gonna blur it for YouTube just to be safe. But the song itself though was another major flop.
How it feel to be abused by me and 10 black dudes.
Oh my f***ing God.
We made the wrong guy famous, the top comment reads. The fall off is insane. Bro risked being seen with Bonnie Blue to get his views up, only for him to get even lower than he used to. As it stands, the internet has finally had enough of Lil Mabu's games, and with each gimmick only getting worse, the days of him seen as a legit rapper are behind us. However, should we really feel bad for Timothée Chalamet? Or, I mean, Lil Mabu?
Would you ever do Mabu, you think? Lil Mabu?
Oh my God, dude, that is funny. That's an alternate time. I'm him in an alternate timeline.
Oh yeah.
The truth is, Lil Mabu has never needed rap, honestly just as much as rap has never needed Lil Mabu. Since day one, his career has been built on shock value rather than substance, and it was very obvious he wasn't going to last, whether or not he wants to admit it. But despite Mabu's drop in numbers and fading relevance, at the end of the day it doesn't matter. Matthew DeLuca is already set for life, with a rich, wealthy family to fall back on and a college degree on the way, as we heard during his recent visit to Icebox.
Oh my God.
It was career day.
Oh, career day today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I definitely made the right choice, recalls Mabu of enrolling in college, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. So with that being said, does that actually make Lil Mabu a genius then, who simply got his bag and dipped? Well, while the story of Lil Mabu serves as a cautionary tale of clout addiction, at still the young age of 20 years old, there's no telling where Matthew DeLuca's connections will lead him next. And perhaps that was his plan all along.